Welcome to the War and Son unboxing session for the day. A neat little box here. So this could contain absolutely anything. Usually there's a clue in the shape, but what have we got? We could have medals, we could have just about any aspect of it. Doesn't look like a weapon, I don't think. Certainly well packaged again. Right. There's more. Okay, three separate things here. Now I know what these are. These are perfect actually for November, even better for December. Christmas tins. So we've got, look like three different types. So that one is the most recognisable instantly. That's the First War Princess Mary tin. And that one, as you can see, is Queen Victoria on it with the date of 1900, is a Boer War chocolate tin, so rarer even than this, going back further. This is kind of first one. Now, third one, I've got that's George V on it. Now, I think this one is, there usually has a date on it. There's no date here. Usually I think there's a date of 1915 on it, so I think that's just after this, but that one, I think, was a company produced one. I'll come to that in a minute. The ones I certainly know, this one contained chocolate, so a gift from Queen Victoria to the serving troops out there for New Year really, but it's known as the Christmas New Year tin, and it was just full of chocolate, and the chocolate was done, produced by three companies. Cadbury's, which we've got down the road here, the factory down the road, we know it well. And the Cadbury's were Quakers, and they didn't want really a connection to being pacifists to war, to the Boer War, and they actually, I believe, got Roundtrees and Fry's, who were also Quakers as well, to produce the chocolate. So the chocolate could be by those three companies. Roundtrees were the kind of chocolatiers, I think, for the Queen, and so a well-to-do company at that stage. Cadbury's is obviously famous, as is Fry's, and they produced the chocolate, and it's stamped into the chocolate. It's not on the tin anywhere about those companies. We've had the full sets before, and they're full to the brim of chocolate with the logo of the companies on it. So Fry's, Roundtrees, all the well-known Cadbury's that we see today is on the chocolate if it's a complete set. So obviously this got out to the front line on the Boer War, and the soldiers eaten all this chocolate. Some of them sent them home, and they do survive to this day. But that's a nice empty tin, and a beautiful one at that. But the precursor to this one, and that's Princess Mary for Christmas 14, and this contained tobacco. Oh, this contains something else. I thought this might have been empty. Now this usually contains tobacco, cigarettes and tobacco, half and half, and a greetings card from Princess Mary. It was a huge kind of government effort, and she really did incredible jobs on the logistics to get this out to all serving troops at the time for Christmas 14. And the gift card in this with the tobacco that's usual is a greetings card, and it's quite poignant. It says, for a victorious new year, is mentioned in there. And if you think that many of the troops that received this, there was a long bitter war to go, and not many made it. So it's quite nice to have that card. But this is probably my favourite content. So it's not the, now I think that might be a later production card, but it does look very similar to that. It's just in this card, but that to me looks like it's to represent the original card that's in there. That doesn't look good to me, but this certainly is, because it's got the monogram of Princess Mary on it itself, and it's a bullet in the form of a bullet, but it's a pencil. So this is the bullet pencil. So perhaps for non-smokers out there, this was what they had to write home with. It's a wonderful artifact. As I say, monogram by Princess Mary herself. Such a thoughtful thing. So you think of all the letters home that were written in 1915, perhaps by this very thing. So it's a wonderfully personal artifact. And I've been delaying a little bit because I think mentioning those companies that we mentioned earlier, I'm pretty certain this was by Roundtrees, and I think the details are in here. It's also for chocolate in 1915, and it's two sides to it. So there's a match striker, chocolate would be in here, and I believe that this slides off and will tell us that it's one of those 3 companies, if it does slide off indeed. Here it goes. Oh, that's tight. So this completely comes apart, but there it is, Roundtrees. So it is one of the companies I mentioned here. Roundtrees of York producing these, as it says there, chocolate makers for their Majesties King and Queen. And that had postcards in it. So it's a match striker, chocolate postcards, which hardly ever survive. But this is just the tin like the first one. But really sweet thing to receive. Somebody obviously collected these and didn't want the sort of smoking paraphernalia that you get, because each cigarette is monogrammed. But I think this is my personal favourite, this item, the bullet pencil. So that, a hidden gem inside that one. No chocolate in these, as you'd expect, and it wouldn't taste good anyway. But wonderful thing to get through. We're delighted with those.